Oh my God. Sakto pa ba niya akong giagian? La. I'm here right now at the Fullerton Loop. I don't know where this is. I can't just locate where I am now currently, but still part of Fullerton, of course.
I got a suggestion from a comment on this channel. Visit the famous Fullerton Loop. And so here I am. Some said this is a rite of passage for those who want to start biking here in Orange County. The loop is a 12-mile vein of dirt pumping right through the heart of suburban California, not in the mountains or a national park. It's a hidden maze tucked behind multi-million-dollar backyards, under busy freeways and through secret tunnels. As my friend said, it's a beginner trail that they claim is easy. But is it really? Easy for who? I traveled 7,000 miles only to find out that American dirt can be just as slippery and mysterious as anything back home. Is the Fullerton Loop mountain biking really easier, or am I just a fish out of water, lost in this maze of sand and surprises? Today, I'm bringing you along for the ride, a beginner's adventure at Fullerton Loop, complete with getting lost more than once and figuring out my way back. Rather than showing you every inch of the trail like everyone else, I'll focus on the 7 lessons I gained from the scenes and moments that truly caught my eye and made this trip unforgettable. So let's get started. I actually had doubts biking this Fullerton Loop, especially when I saw a lot of videos about this trail. I had the impression that the trail wasn't really easy and was confusing. This is something I was really bothered about taking this trail. And it really was confusing and the weirdest trails, I guess. Besides, my biking experience back in the Philippines was just so basic and moderate. I'd say the best time to visit this loop is on weekdays. Visiting this place on weekdays is an advantage as you don't have problems with parking and the crowds on the trail. I only noticed a few bikers and several trekkers, and along the trails, I barely saw one biking or keeping me away from the trail. Though I'd love to meet some bikers too, but the ride was smooth. Lesson number 1. For a smooth ride, visit Fullerton Loop on weekdays. Now, the first thing you notice taking this trail is the color. Everything is brown. The night before I took this loop, it was raining, and so it was lucky for me that the ground didn't look like Fullerton. This brings me to lesson number 2. Understanding the technical side of biking at a Fullerton Loop. After settling into the ride, I quickly realized just how important it is to know what you're up against. The terrain here is so unique. In the summer, the dirt dries out and becomes incredibly loose, almost like biking on a layer of polvoron. Polvoron is a classic Filipino shortbread cookie, but unlike a Western cookie, it isn't baked. It's made of toasted flour, powdered milk, sugar, and butter pressed into a cone shape. And the catch? The moment you bite it, it instantly crumbles into a fine, sweet powder. This is generally the trails here in Southern California, and the Fullerton Loop, of course. It's slippery and you'll find your tires sliding in corners. However, right after a light rain like today's, it becomes tacky or grippy, which is the best time to ride. On the technical side, as if I'm a pro biker. We have to understand that the most common terrain here is decomposed granite. It's a layer of fine, round sand sitting on top of hard packed earth. It's really like pulveron. The problem here is that in corners, your tires won't bite into the ground. They will float on top of the sand like marbles on a hardwood floor. So, for the bikers, a technical fix is the counter leaning. You must keep your body more upright while pushing the bike down into the turn. This puts the side knobs of your tires into the dirt without your body weight pulling the bike out from under you. If you lean your body with the bike, you will slide out. But of course, gravel bike and mountain bike should be your friends here. But the experts and pros can also assist on how to use. But since it was raining the night before this ride, I only had a few encounters with this. Also, the Fullerton Loop is notorious for brake bumps, like washboard ripples created by other riders. The concern here is that if you grab your front bike too hard in the dusty descents, your front wheel will tuck, like wash out immediately because there is zero friction. So I experienced these while taking many downhill sections on this trail. So I took the 70-30 rear bias braking. On the loop, you rely more on your rear brake to control speed and use the front brake only when your bike is pointed perfectly straight. If you have to brake in a turn, feather the levers, don't choke them. I'm not sure if I'm making sense here, but yeah, just sharing my experience from this trail with you. An important aspect to understand the Fullerton Loop is how to manage the transitions surfaces. Because the loop crosses streets made of asphalt and enters tunnels made of concrete and sand mix, your tire pressure is critical. Some suggest lowering PSI, and I heard that most riders at Fullerton ran slightly lower tire pressure, around 22 to 28 PSI, depending on weight. This is to allow the tire to squeeze and create a larger contact patch on the loose end. If your tires are too hard, like high PSI, you will bounce off the ruts and lose control. This is the weirdest part, I guess. You go to the mountains to escape the city, but a Fullerton Loop is like a maze. You go from dirt to someone's driveway, then through a tunnel under a busy road, then back into the trees. I notice a lot of eucalyptus trees and they're giving me a beautiful scent. It's actually my first time sensing the eucalyptus trees. And here I feel like I'm trespassing. I just biked past a house worth millions of dollars. I can smell their backyard barbecue. This is indeed a transit oriented mountain bike. Seems like a tour of the American dream, disguised as a workout. So the trail has a suburban feel that others somehow do not like. But terrain is something locals and visitors are looking forward to experiencing. Back in the Philippines, the same experience applies, especially when going to Tagaytay or Laguna Loop. However, you mainly used regular highways and roads where cars and trucks pass. My fear or concern in this trail is not rattlesnakes or other animals, but the maze-like feel the Fullerton Loop offers. But I also had encounters with animals like this.
It's a rabbit. Hello, kitty kitty. Oh my god. What's that? That rabbit scared me. That scared me, my god.
If someone who is not a local and does not know anything about biking or navigating this area could really get you lost, as I did. I noticed that the loop comprises several trails and parks, and every time you transfer to another trail, you need to cross a main street, a jungle, or go downhill or uphill. It's crazy, right? And that was one of the things I was afraid of when taking this trail alone. Because I don't really know where to go. But thanks to the Old Trail app, it was very helpful for me. I got lost several times, even when looking at the maps. But of course, it really helped me locate the entrance to another trail. I've had 3 times, I guess, of stopping to check my map and looking back as well because I thought it was a wrong turn. Oh, the wrong turn movie. So creepy. And this is my lesson number 3. Use a trail map to make sure you're always getting on track. Before taking the trail, I downloaded and used the Old Trail app. This isn't sponsored, guys, but I see how helpful this app is for hikers and bikers. Of course, there are a lot of hiking and biking apps, but I find this cheaper in Philippine pesos and quite expensive in US dollars. So there's Strava and many others. I don't know which trail map you guys use. Please let me know in the comments which apps you use. Also, you can follow me on Strava and Old Trails with my account posts on this screen. So besides navigating the maze-like trail, here comes the climb. Every trail has one. So they call it here the wall. However, I miss biking the wall because I did not know exactly where it was. So have I passed the ride even if I missed that trail? Still, I'm okay with missing it. Honestly, I probably wasn't ready for it. And that's perfectly fine for the first adventure. And talking about the heat here is dry heat. In Manila, the air is thick. You can practically drink it. Here, the air steals the moisture from your lungs. It's a different kind of exhaustion. So, my Filipino lungs are asking, where is the humidity? I feel like I really need to get back in shape. And I thought I already was, but after my recent bike ride on this basic trail, I need it more. And that's lesson number 4. You need to prepare for a climb. I think a lot of cardio exercises will be needed here before going on this basic trail. As with any sports activity, you need to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, not the other way around. What I really like about this loop is that it offers a variety of scenic views. It sometimes feels like you're in the jungle or forest, and sometimes I feel like I'm in the mountains where I see scenic views of Fullerton and Orange County. Then I also get a view of the communities with the beautiful and luxurious mansions. I didn't know about the communities here until I took this bike. I have only seen the urban side of Fullerton, but this community really surprised me. And lesson number 5, enjoy and have fun while connecting with the nature and the world. I think this is the most beautiful thing to realize for a biker or hiker. Sometimes people don't realize why they need to go out or what keeps them going. It's important to notice that once we interact with the world around us, there is a deeper connection between humanity and the world. We allow nature and culture to speak to us. For me, this is the essence of biking and living in this world in general. It's some kind of spiritual thing that some people couldn't understand. It's not religion, but it's a longing or desire that everyone needs. That's what it is, I guess.
Oh my. Oh, there's another parking here for the Laguna. Oh, so there's another path going to, oh, okay, another bike trail. Oh, it's really confusing, guys. Now here, this is the Laguna Lake. Oh wow. Hi. Hi. Oh wow. This is the Laguna Lake. Oh wow. So good.
And so, one of the most scenic views for me in Fullerton is when I pass by Laguna Lake. After miles of dusty, fire roads and backyard trails, you burst out into a wide open park with a shimmering lake. Feels like someone dropped a piece of a national park right in the middle of a suburb. It is surrounded by mature eucalyptus and pepper trees with ducks, geese, and even the occasional swan gliding on the water. The path around the lake is a flat 3/4 mile hard packed dirt loop, and it's perfect place to film a slow motion cinematic shot of you riding while the sun reflects off the water.
I don't know if fishing is allowed here. I probably would search that on the net, but wow, I think this is an artificial lake, I guess. Wow, it reminds me of Lobok River. My God, the birds, oh my. Oh, but you can fish here. Okay. Wow.
And you know, this reminds me of my hometown in Bohol, Philippines.
Wow.
I feel like I'm in Luay, Lobok River, where I grew up. I'm, and I'm pretty sure that I want to go back here to jog and chill.
Wow.
And here's a little trivia about Laguna Lake. The name Laguna Lake is actually redundant because Laguna means lake in Spanish. So you're essentially calling it Lake. So please, laugh, guys. Actually, making a joke. But kidding aside, the lake was originally built in 1916 as an irrigation reservoir. for the Baston Cherry Ranch, which at the time was the largest citrus orchard in the world.
Oh,
In the 1920s and 30s, the area around the lake was home to a large community of Basque and Mexican migrant workers who built the early foundations of Orange County. Interesting, right? And I think there were Filipino migrants there who also communicated as well, since Filipinos came here earlier as well. So you can comment if your great grandparents or parents were part of this endeavor. So it's a planted lake, meaning the city stocks it with the rainbow trout and catfish. You'll often see families fishing right next to the bike trail. And here's my lesson number 6. It is best to go biking with companions, especially on this maze like loop. A lot of people notice that the Fullerton Loop is a social trail where groups of bikers really go. But now I was alone. I I always had this feeling of whether I was on the right track, but whenever I saw a community, it felt like a relief. I feel safe in general biking here, but being alone though, I saw people walking or trekking there alone. And talking about creepy things, there are places that felt so creepy, like taking trails along the rails and through tunnels. This one is the creepiest I have ever experienced, but I think it would be best to have companions so that whatever happens, you can call them. I really want to show you the entire Fullerton Loop ride, but this ride took me an hour and 30 minutes, so it would be too long to show you the entire video in this episode. I probably would edit a new one showing you the entire biking experience in this. But as I said, there are tons of videos showing you the entire loop. And that's not my goal here. My goal here is just to share my experience as a new immigrant trying the famous Fullerton Loop for the first time. And as I said, it was a mix of easy, hard, and confusing as I always got lost on the trail, even though I was using my All Trails app. Anyway, I'm gonna show you some video clips in the remainder of this episode before telling you my conclusion about the Fullerton Loop. So, is the Fullerton Loop really easy in terms of terrain and navigation? Maybe not. And technically, no for me. The dry, loose terrain of California requires a finesse that I'm still learning. But the hardest part isn't the trail, it's the feeling of starting over. Biking the Fullerton Loop for the first time made me realize that even if the dirt is different, the joy is the same. I'm not just a visitor anymore, I'm a rider. Fullerton Loop, I got lost. You were so confusing. You promised to be very easy, but it wasn't for me. Nevertheless, I navigated my way back. Honestly, I loved that experience. And here's my final lesson number 7. Fullerton Loop reminded me that in life, whenever I get lost, there's always a way back to where I should be going. Thanks for riding with me, and don't forget to like and subscribe to see where my wheels will take you next. See you.